Dr. Abiola Akingbemi-Silu currently teaches in the Department of Science Education at the Adekunle Ajase University in Akungba Akoko, here in Ondo State. He's versatile, prolific, and a dynamic public speaker. He is the president of Abiola Educational and Communication Consultants Nigeria. He is a well-renowned researcher, an academic of repute, and a devoted kingdom campaigner. That means he's a good Christian. He has several articles in many reputable international and national publications, and he will be speaking to us today. Dr. Akingbemi-Silu, are you ready?
I'm very ready.
Fantastic. So I have your presentation now on educational technology as a vital tool for 21st century development in sustainable communities.
I want to say I appreciate everyone for joining me this afternoon. It's afternoon here in Nigeria. My name is Abiola Akingbemi-Silu, and today I'm presenting educational technology vital tool for 21st century development and sustainable community. This paper has been presented in the World Sustainable Conference 2022, and I'm going to start off with an introduction that tells us that continuous development and sustainable communities are topmost in the desire of any society. Now, from the very smallest unit of society, which is the family, to the entirety of the community, wherever we can call the complex of it, we need to continuously develop. Now, in some parts of the world, we have different such war going on in some parts of the world. We have flooding in some parts of Africa and Europe. We have banditry, we have earthquake and a number of other natural disasters. All these are bringing to us that there is a need for us to sustain our environment and develop, because these occurrences are really dragging us backwards. Now, in this presentation, I'm going to make efforts to expand the functionality of educational technology, which is an aspect of education. Like we had the initial speaker said, we need a whole lot of education that will cause a change in our society. Now, let's start with education. What exactly, thank you, the next slide. What exactly is education? A lot of people will call it schooling, others may call it training, depending on the usage per time. So it's a relative word. But according to IDEO 2000, it said education can be defined as the process of developing cognitive, affective, and psychological domain of individual in order to make him or her acquire skills as relevant and knowledge in order to change the society. So whenever education is acquired, it's for the progress and necessary for man. Next slide. Now, next slide, please. It's important to know that the background here is that education works on individual and also make the whole environment to be better. So when an individual is well educated, the whole community will eventually get developed. So in every sense of the society, the idea of education is to enhance development of both the individual and the society. Please, let's move on. The next slide, please. The next slide. Now, education is generally necessary for make us good, but technology, on the other hand, is necessary because it's an integrated process of man and machine, ideas, procedures, with the aim of determining and solving human problems. So we have a synergy between education and technology. Education is making life better for people. Technology is also making life better for people. Now, technology has a number of areas you might want to look at according to Kreisberg 1979. He identified 4 areas that technology has benefited man. As I have them here, first is to increase production of goods and services. The second is to reduce the amount of labor we use to produce these goods and services. The third one is to make man laborless, and the last is that gives a better living standard to man. The next slide, please. Therefore, let's look at some properties of technology. Number one, it makes work to be faster, it makes it easier, it ensures efficiency and effectiveness. Technology also brings about improvement in the task. Right now, we're in different parts of the world, and yet we are together in one room. That's what the work of technology. So it helps us to set West Indies, flying, hotel, and traveling are being reserved via technology. So technology is about innovation. Now, having said that, let's merge the two words together, which is educational technology. A lot of people have different concepts about this, different idea about this concept. Some say it's just television, some say it's as a using electronic gadget. But let's look at what the American Association of Education and Communication Technology said in 1979. They said it's the complex integration process of people, procedure, ideas, devices, and organization for analyzing problem and devising, implementing, evaluating, and managing solutions to this problem involving all aspects of man. Now, by implication, what we have seen is that education is helping man, technology is equally helping man. When we mark the two together, we're absolutely going to have a developed community and a sustainable one for that matter. Let's look at educational technology in two ways. Broad definition, we call it operational definition, and that is technology in education and the technology in education. Next slide, please. Now, technology in education has to do with the use of audiovisual hardware components of communication of our instruction, like we have the use of machines, the projector, the cassette player, and a number of hardware in education. Let's look at technology of education. That's the next slide. It talks about the systematic and scientific procedure in educational practices. Technology of education has a number of applications, but let's look at it according to three ways: in analyzing instructional materials, organizing instructional processes, and organizing educational processes. Now, education is more than instruction. There are many other things we do in education, and that leads us to the importance of educational technology. A number of them to be said, but let me just mention a few. It makes your instruction to be richer and powerful. We want to teach about geography. We want to teach about law. We want to teach about history. How do we get it across to people without them missing it? What we need is educational technology. And when education is well delivered, then the whole environment is going to be developed, and then we're going to have a sustainable one. So educational technology has gotten a number of importance that is too numerous to mention. Let me move very quickly for want of time to the 21st century needs. What do we need exactly in the 21st century? Next slide. Good governance. You and I know that when the community is at peace, we can develop. But when there is war, when there is anarchy, when there is natural disaster, there is no way we could develop. So good governance is a 21st century need. We cannot, debate quality infrastructure. You need good roads, you need good water, you need electricity, you need telecommunication. These are infrastructure that are necessary, and they are all hung on educational technology, affordable healthcare, security. These are some of the needs in the 21st century, and all these are what is leading to the development. So what's development? Again, the word development is relative. So some even imply physical infrastructure, to others it imply intellectual infrastructure. So physical infrastructure has to do with things we have around us, and intellectual edifices talks about the things that make the physical to come to being. So education helps to develop physical infrastructure. So development, of course, when it becomes easier for the people. The level of economic development is directly proportional to their education. UNESCO said that no nation can develop beyond the level of education. So to have a sustainable development, to have a sustainable community, is to have a community that is economically and environmentally and socially healthy and resilient. You and I know that when an environment is peaceful, when there is no health issue, when there are no natural disaster, there is the potency of development. I have been able to tell you that education is key in the development. There is no nation of the world that can develop beyond level of education. And for this development to be sustainable, what then can we do? Let me now take you to the roles of technology in education as instrumental to the development and sustainable development. So please, next slide. The first is that students can earn a degree. Now, when education is not interrupted like we have in some part of Europe and some part of Africa, where schools have been closed and all that, students cannot end their degree quickly. But with the use of technology, educational technology particularly, international advancement, there's not going to be restriction to education. Students can also be involved in a lot of other things, such as their work. They can be involved in sport and still get their class in record time. These are roles that education is playing in developing our society. More access to an incredible variety of enrichment courses online. Then now the number of us have gotten different sites where we can take degrees. Alison.com and a number of them are going to pick up degrees, to pick up certificates without necessarily going to the meters. So we have a wide array of degrees available for people to take. And now we can also have another role that educational technology plays, is that no age-based restriction, that these students can go at their pace. It's so cost effective. You don't have to go to America, you don't have to go to Britain, you don't have to go to Germany to get a degree. You are in India, you can get your degree from where you are, even though it's a certificate of Germany. So it's very cost effective. Next slide, please. I want you all to know, my esteemed listeners, today, that if we give education its required attention, then we are going to develop. The threats to our life is daily increasing. We have flooding in some part of Africa in the recent time. These natural disasters sometimes are traceable to people's level of education. If people are well educated, do not block the waterways. If people are well educated about geography, they will not release certain gases into the community. How will they have this education when educational technology is not fully deployed? Therefore, the campaign that is being preached by the Green Institute and other affiliate institutions on world sustainability is telling us that we want a world that we can leave for the generation that is coming after us. And this is only possible when we are well educated. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me help you tell you that the level of our education is directly proportional to the level of our development and sustainable community. I want to thank you for being a part of this.
Biola, thank you very much. Thanks for your time. And it's been really nice listening to you. I don't have any comments from the larger floor, so we don't really have any questions. Just a lot of people cheering you on. So, and since we're short of time, we're just going to move on to the next speaker, so that she can have her floor.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.